Gary Sweet, just describe your feelings on today, because this has been a long journey.
Yeah. Do you know when the Lelands and Puttridge kids got up and did that video and did that speech earlier, it brought a tear to my eye. It was fantastic to think that the young kids in Luton have got so much faith in the future. And I'm an old kid, and I've got a lot of ambition and a lot of faith in Luton in the future. I think Luton Council has turned into this progressive, very, very progressive and forward-thinking machine that's actually on a roll at the moment. I think they're doing a great job. This constant use of the word game-changing is fundamental as a theme for today, and we're a part of that game. On 2 schemes here, we're a big part of those games. The game changers we've got is unlocking Power Court, a derelict site for 15 years, which will be a game changer for the town. It will change Luton, the town centre. Newlands Park at Junction 10 is a game changer for Luton. We've got 200,000 vehicles travelling past the motorway every single day that, without even going into Luton, will have a different perception of Luton because of what's there, because they'll see it. It'll be, and everything we're doing, everything Luton Borough Council is doing, everything the developers, this £1.5 billion pounds worth of investment that's coming into Luton, of which a good chunk of that is ours here, by the way. Of that, this is all about affluential, influential, high quality designs. This kind of aspiration that we in Luton have been starved of for many years. Look at the history of the football club. It's actually very similar to the history of the town, but we're standing here at the moment in the Renaissance, funny enough, great word, that Renaissance Hotel in St Pancras. King's Cross St Pancras is probably arguably one of the best regeneration programmes in my lifetime. I remember when I used to get a train into London and run to safety out of this environment. Now I can't. I'm disappointed when I leave it. It's a wonderful place to be, a destination in its own right. This is an example to what Luton can deliver in future, starting with our 2 schemes.
Because what you've got is not just a stadium which is state of the art and indeed looks striking, but what you've put into it, underneath it, around it, what people will see when they come off the train, it will change the perception of the town, won't it?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's millions of people that travel past that. We want that imposing stand on the railway side that actually, makes a statement about Luton. The floodlight halo, which acts as a homage to the hat industry. So this protection mechanism that goes over the football stadium as a protection to us, to the football stadium, but as actually a real design icon. This will be the first of its kind in the world. Our structural engineers, we haven't spared any cost on designing this. So this is brand new. Some of these features are unique and will be unique to us and will define Luton Town Football Club, will define Luton. But this has been 4 years in the design process. I could probably argue, actually, that as a kid that used to study football stadiums from the age of 7 years old, actually it's probably been 40-odd years in the process. But there's an architect, Manuel, who clicked 4 years ago when we first met. And this has been something. This is a supporter. Manuel's a mad, passionate supporter of football, and this is a supporter-designed football stadium. Football stadiums in the past have generally moved out of town because it's cheap land. They can build economically. We're looking at this completely differently because actually not only do Luton need it, but we feel we want to be different. We feel we want to be better. And we feel that what we need to do is design a football stadium for when it's full, not when it's empty. So the atmosphere is the key thing to this, actually. How we keep the atmosphere in. We don't want empty seats in this stadium. We don't want an ego-driven stadium. This is actually for the people to enjoy, and the facilities that are connected to it, the facilities that surround the area, will, a bit like St Pancras here, enable people to think to themselves, I don't really want to leave just yet. Let me hang on. I might spend the evening tonight here. Going to a music venue, going to bars, restaurants, enjoying the facilities of the environment.
So you've talked a little bit about the cost. Obviously, this is a big project. How do you now turn it from the model we see in front of us to a reality?
The model's half reality. It means designs are complete. And that this is, might be an outline application that we're putting in, but believe me, we are way beyond outline in terms of the detail of the accommodation schedules in each individual compartment of the design. The stadium is probably 90% of a detailed application when we come forward with that. So actually from that point of view, models bring this whole thing to life. People who have seen A3 sheets of paper for the last 2 years come in today, been working with the council, they come in today and think, my God, this is actually real. I can now visualise precisely, how this would work in the town, and it's even better than I thought. So that's what the model does. But the model proves that we're there. And I think what we have to do now is all the technical work over the next couple of months to get the application in the summer. Public consultation will start next month. We're in the PPA process. That means that we're actually in the process of the planning application with the council so far, with the planning office. So we're well on the way. We've got momentum on that.
So you could have a planning decision by the end of the year.
Yes, that's what we hope actually, that this will come in the summer and it will get determined by the 1st of January 2017.
And then after that? Who knows? I mean, is the money ready to go, or have you managed to get to a point? Does that then facilitate everything to go?
No, not even a very wealthy developer would be able to build everything here with their own cash. So the way this would principally work is that the development at Newlands Park would fund the development of Power Court. Power Court, and trust me when I say this, Power Court is a very, very difficult, restricted site. It has contamination, it has a power substation that needs to be moved, it has a river which we're going to unlock and put around the perimeter of the site that we're going to buy. And so these elements here, we've also got the consideration of the church. It's the only Grade 1 listed building in Luton. It's a beautiful, stunning building, and at the moment there's a load of blue fences and a derelict bit of land that look at it. We want to give the church a stage. So all of these things are costly ingredients. That means that somehow they've got to be paid for. The stadium is somehow got to be paid for. The music venue somehow got to be paid for. They're not profitable enterprises. So the development at Newlands Park, with offices, with leisure, with F&B and with retail, is what would fund it, and that would be unlocked immediately. So we would have, the principal concept is that we would have investors that come in to take on the retail and leisure elements, for example, who would pay a sufficient amount of money to build both. And that means that the football club doesn't need to be in a cash disadvantaged position. We can manage the whole thing, we take ownership of the football stadium, and we hope to have an ongoing income stream that will come into the football club to keep ourselves actually stable and maybe even profitable as a business.
I won't hold you to this, but do you have in mind a day, or at least a timeline for this? Are we talking 5 years? Are we talking 10 years?
No. There's a poetry to this.
You're called 2020.
We're Luton Town Football Club 2020. We want to be in by 2020. We want the stadium built to be occupied by 2020.
Wow. And what would this mean for the team, for the fans, when this happens? Let's say when this happens.
I think actually it's more than the team, more than the fans, more than the board. This is about Luton. This is about the people of Luton, the population, the stakeholders within Luton, the businesses, the travellers to the airport. There is actually, when I drive past fantastic buildings and when I drive past brilliant sites where I like this one again, talking about St Pancras, I like revelling in it. I love to be there, and we want just 2 fantastic sites for people to be, and whether they live there, whether they work, whether they shop, whether they play, whether they indulge, whatever they do, this is what we want to try and unlock in this process here. So it's more than just a football club, but the advantage here is really the football club. This will put the football club itself on a different level. I nearly said on a different league. I have to rely on Nathan. Nathan, do your job. So I've got to rely on Nathan and the coaching staff to deliver that, of course. And their start is fantastic. We're delighted with the way they're applying themselves, and I've got a great deal of faith that he'll take us to that other level too. So facilities, stability, the whole thing is coming together for the football club to climb back up to where we should really be.
Gary, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very good to talk to you. Thank you, sir. It's a really good project. Well done. Really good.